Okay, hey, welcome everyone. Today I want to talk about writing blog posts for AI. AI is the future. We're really big into AI at Top with Joe. And behind me, as you're probably wondering, what are all these tubs? My my wife and I are also going to have a place in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. So we're keeping our house here. So we're going to commute back and forth, maybe a few months there, a few months here. I have some big opportunities in Albuquerque with some of my clients and the population there for my ad agency. So we're going to be living in both places. And my wife and I and our son lived in Red River, New Mexico, a ski resort. It's right around Taos, Angel Fire, Red Rivers, and the Enchanted Circle. So we lived there for 10 years. So we're very familiar with the culture and the people, and we just happen to love it there. And so we're going to be going to both places. I got yellow lids and red lids. This is a little tip. The red lids we need right away. The yellow lids we don't need right away. So this helps me. And I don't pack with boxes. I keep these around because it's way easier to pack. All right, let me get right into it and show you what we're doing. So let me start with this. Let me share my screen over here first to show you what's involved with building a prompt in order to write really good blogs and Facebook posts and Google ads and all the different things you can do with marketing. And so it starts with a prompt. And so I'm going to show you the prompt I created for that. This is AI SEO Blog Writing Specialist. It's 826 pages. So think about this for a minute. Most people go and they build a prompt, and they might prompt in ChatGPT or Perplexity or Genesis, Google Gemini, Grok, any of those, all the AI software you can use. I like Poe, I like Claude. So we use all of them when we have the top tier in each one of those products. So we're paying the most you can pay in each of those products, so we can cut, because we have a lot of clients and we do a lot. But I write prompts. I actually write the prompts. I wrote this prompt. It's 826 pages. And if you're listening to us in the Hardwood Floor Facebook group, then in our paid group, I teach you how to build these prompts. I'll tell you right now, I spent over $60,000 getting to this point to understand how to do this. And so you're going to get it for mere pennies on the dollar. But I just want to show you what you can do when you really know how to build prompts out. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter at all, because you can build a prompt for any industry. And using AI, even if you don't know about the industry, it's going to really help you. All right, let me get right to it. Let me show you what we've done here. And so maybe you would do the same thing. Okay. On here, right here, this is my actual bot inside of Poe. Okay. And of course, I use Claude 3.7 to write, because I believe that it does the very best job as far as writing things. So when you look at the prompt, and I'm going to show you what it does. It tells you right here, it says how to use the AI SEO blog writing agent. So take notes on this, because you could do the same thing in the back end and do your own. In fact, let me just go to the back end real quick. Let me edit, and I'll just show you that. So here we're going to write what is your bot all about. And you're going to edit your picture. I happen to have an AI Joe image that's saying peace. I like this one. So it's on all of the bots that we create. And we don't just create bots in Poe. We also create them in ChatGPT. Also, we have hundreds in there. But anyway, so then you're going to have a description. Okay. So my description is at the very top. And then remember I said I was using Claude. I'm using Claude 3.7. I like it better than Claude 4, because I've tested both. So this is what I really like for writing, like email sequences, blog posts, those types of things. And then here is where I put my prompt. You know that 800 something pages? It's all in here. And then under the knowledge base, I have information in here like AIO, artificial intelligence, search engine optimization. So I have my SOP in there for artificial intelligence. So it also pulls from that, from all the right stuff. This is the greeting message right here. Let me make it a little bigger so you can see it. I just wrote it in, right? I wrote all this in. So let me publish that. Oh man, I just lost what I did by doing that. Unbelievable. Maybe not. Maybe this is it. Most recent. Oh, hopefully this is the most recent. Is this it? This is it. Okay, right here. All right, good. Got it. All right, all right. So what happens with the way you should be building your prompts and your bots is you got to tell the public what they're going to do, how to use it. I'm just saying, start by answering the 8 questions below. Just copy and paste the 8 questions into the message bar and then hit go. So basically, what I did is I took these 8 questions, I copied them, and then down here, you'll see where I answered them. What specific keyword or topic would you like to target? And I put AI in the news. You can see right here, AI in the news. And I just answered all the questions. I want, who is your primary audience? Small business owners, marketers, content creators, etc. What action do you want them to take? I want them to schedule a 30-minute Zoom meeting with me. I'm an agency. If you do hardwood floor finishing, if you do carpet cleaning, if you're a dentist or whatever, yours could be different. What you want them to do. So when we build these for individuals, for their own company, remember, it's their stuff. It's about what they do. And this is for me to write blogs for my Top Click Joe website and my Joe Crivello Sorensen website. And the AI, I'll just show you real quick. Top Click Joe. So here's this, and of course I have blogs and I have AI SEO, which is extremely important. And this right here is my robot AI Joe saying, hey man, it's the future of AIs here, and so on and so forth. Okay? All right, so now I answer all the questions. In the back end, I tell it, do not write the blog right off the bat when I fill these out. I want you to give me an outline and a meta stack. So it's welcome to the future of AI. I'm an AI SEO specialist with over 2 decades of experience in search engine optimization. So I put all this in the back end because I wanted to tell the client this. Or if somebody's using my bot, it will tell them what to do. The meta stack is basically the meta title, the meta description, like here's our description, here's our slug, that's topclickjoe.com / and then the AI in the news right here. That would be the meta description, the URL slug. And I want to know what keywords it's using not only in the body content of the blog, like this is all the keywords. I want to know what it's doing in the FAQ section also, and I want it to be different, right? So I want to add these keywords so I rank. So then it gives me an outline right here of what it's going to do, how it's going to produce it. And then all I got to say, would you like me to proceed with writing the full blog post at the bottom based on this outline and metadata, or would you like to suggest any changes before we continue? All I said right over here on the right is proceed. So it proceeds to write this blog now. This is a blog. So it wrote this whole blog. And this is about 10,000 words, and it took about 5 minutes to do this. Now, remember I showed you over almost 900 pages of my prompt? It knows everything about AI. And so it has a lot of information in there. And then remember I had the Knowledge Center and I had a PDF in there? That is several thousand pages on its own. So it's gathering all this information that it knows from around the world about current AI. If I was talking about hardwood floors, it has all the hardwood floor stuff. When I did the prompt for hardwood floor refinishing, I actually bought a year's membership to the, what is it called? The National Wood Floor Association. And because it was cheaper for me to be a member for a year to download the digital assets for free, it was going to cost me almost $100 more just to download those. So I joined for a year. And when I did that, I also got this whole book, this whole thing right here of I'm supposed to be sending this to Anthony, he called it, but it's all the hard copies of all the rules and statistics and everything. So it knows how to pull from that to give you the best answers that are always correct. And my bots they understand what they need to do and how to do it. So anyway, it wrote this whole blog, as you can see, it's like unbelievable. And so what I usually do, and then at the end of the blog, it wrote the schema code for both the blog and the FAQ section. So this is right up here, you'll see where it did it. I got to get to the top. This is pretty long. Okay, so conclusion, FAQs, right? And then right after this, it's going to write the schema code for me. So anyway, I copied all this and I go to Copyscape. So those of you that don't know what Copyscape is, it's a plagiarism search. It is my content duplicated from other places on the internet. So I put it all in here, and you can see it's 10,455 words. that it produced in 5 minutes because the work went into building the prompt over the last month. And so when I start comparing text, a lot of companies say you don't want to be more than 10% duplicate content. I like being under 5%, so I always strive for under 5%. And if it's above it, if it's 6%, I'll do something like change some words so I'm under 5%. So let's check these. And there's 3 that right here. So as you look at this, and those of you that understand this, understand it's 1% right here. 1%, 37 words, right? 37 words is all that's matching out of all the words that my blog produced, okay? And then if I go to the next one, so if I go back and I check the next one, is it doing it? Oh yeah, it's circling up there. Give it a second. And it's 29 words. It's also 1%. So it's way under 29 words from 10,455 words. And then the third one is 1%, is 26 words. So we do not have duplicate content where we have an original 10,000 word blog post. But I don't stop there. Then I go into Google. I don't know how many of you know about Google Gemini. We have their top of the, we pay like $249 a month for this. So we get the very best. I always put my blogs in there and I say, take a look at the blog, see up here, take a look at the blog post and tell me if it's optimized for SEO and AI. And so then I put it all in here, right? It's all 10,000 words. So then remember, Gemini is Google, so they understand SEO, they understand ranking and all that. Based on the blog post you provided, here's an analysis of for SEO and AI. So right here, it's telling me the blog post is well structured and demonstrates a strong understanding of modern SEO principles, particularly in the landscape influenced by AI. Now remember, I showed you the knowledge base, and in there I have my SOP, everything that I've known and learned, not only through my team on SEO, but since I've been doing it since 2001, everything I know is in there. That's why it's a very large document and then as things change, we delete it, right? So certain things don't work anymore. Like in 2001, you can have white space on the bottom of your article, and you can do your text in white so you can't see it, and you can use the keyword like 10,000 times and you would rank. That no longer works. Google caught on to that. That doesn't work at all. So anyway, from there, strengths. And so it's saying I have a strong keyword focus, the title and introduction clearly establish the topic. AI in the news, how small business can leverage the latest AI. So it's saying I know my blog is really good. It's got a logical structure and headings. I tell it what to do. The H1 being the main headline, H2 like a subheadline, H3, H4, H5, so on and so forth. All right, so it's telling me we did a great job. Actionable and authoritative content. The post provides concrete, actionable advice for small business owners, and which aligns with Google's EEAT, which is expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. By the way, I'm writing a book on trust because I think the reason people hire us is because they trust us. So I have a book. It's got about 143 pages so far on trust and how you get people to trust you, because I think it's important, right? And so it has that internal and external link in the document, references external sources with citations. I make it do citations. I make it give it really good external links out. Google likes when you're linking out to further the education of the person reading your blog post, because Google then sees you as somebody that's not trying to just keep them on your site. You're really trying to help that person understand the topic really well. So it's important to have really good external links, even to Wikipedia and those types of things, okay? And then proper use of structured data, that's schema code, if you didn't know that. So right here it even says the inclusion of 2, because I want schema code for the blog and I want schema code for the FAQ, because there are 2 different types of schema code. And I have videos out there about how to do schema code and why it's important, and it's extremely important for AI now. And it even tells you that. And it says, provide search engines with explicit information about the article's title, author, publish date, and keywords. The second block, the FAQ one, the schema code directly answers common questions, making the content highly likely to be used in AI overviews. So I'll be in AI overviews as Google's AI. If you go to ChatGPT, as chat, if you do a search there, we show up there because we build things so they rank. Because believe me, folks, if you're not already ranking in AI within 6 months to a year, you're going to lose because half the people almost half the people use things like ChatGPT to do searches. I do because I know how to use it and I get more information. But now that Google search has AI overviews, it does it also. So that's pretty good. Okay. Mobile first considerations, while not explicitly stated, so it doesn't state it, but the content focuses on structured data, fast loading, and concise answers for voice search. People use voice on their phones, okay? So keywords are changing. When you write in a keyword like hardwood floor refinishing company near me, you might write that. But if you're talking on your phone, you might say something like, hey, I live at blank address. Can you give me all the hardwood flooring companies that are local to me, that are close to my house, so I can get them out here to give me a bid? I might talk like that, but I'm not going to type that many words. So voice search is much different than text search, because text, you're having to think about the words. Voice, you're just talking. And so you get it right. Okay. You understand that? So basically, it breaks it down on AI optimization analysis. The blog post is exceptionally well optimized for AI. That's awesome. It already knows it. That's because I built it into the prompt. It understands AI. I have a prompt that's almost 900 pages plus my knowledge base. So as you go through this, it just says conclusion. The blog post is highly optimized for both SEO and AI. It's a prime example of a modern content strategy that anticipates the evolution of search and information retrieval. So let me just come back a second. We were in here. We know that my blog is 10,455 words. I don't know if you've ever heard of Brian Dean. Brian Dean, probably most of you haven't. Brian Dean used to write these blog posts, and he would find for insurance companies the best blog posts on buying insurance for your sports car. And he would take the best ones and he would make his so much better and so in depth. It would be thousands and thousands of words, and he would rank number one. So that's how he sold his company for a whole lot of money, right? Because he was doing something nobody else was doing at the time. So when you're writing these blog posts and when you're doing things, and now remember, SEO is not just writing a blog post. There's a lot involved. There's technical SEO, like the back end of your website has to be fast. Everything's got to work really well. And so if that's your technical side, all the stuff that might be wrong, pages that aren't loaded, that load slow, all that stuff is important. And then you have on-page SEO, where you're doing things like, we build pillar pages at Top Click Joe that link to clusters, which are blog posts. So if I'm going to build a pillar page for the blog I just wrote, my pillar page will be all about AI and SEO, and it's going to link to these blog posts. So I might have a pillar page linking to 100,000 words. And so now Google sees all this stuff, and then they start ranking you higher and higher because of it. But there's a little bit more to it than that. It's how you got to bring backlinks in, but they need to be high authority. And you got to use different backlinks. You can't use the same backlink over and over because you're just going to dilute it. And there's people out there telling clients now that, hey, I got this high authority website. Let me let you link to it. And that way let me do a backlink for you to your website. And that way you're going to rank higher and higher. And that's bullshit. If that was true, I would not need 13,000 plus backlink companies that I work with. These are backlinks. All they are is a blog post on somebody else's website that links back to you. That's a backlink. That's all it is. So imagine being able to write blog posts like I just showed you on somebody else's site, and you can probably even get a discount what you pay them, because high authority backlinks cost money. Even though it's against the rules, most people are never going to link to you. You have nothing to, why are they going to link to you? You would have to have the cure to cancer or you have to have something that people want to link to it because it's so important. They're telling all their buddies about it and everybody's linking to you. Natural backlinks are always going to be the best, but let's get real, folks. That doesn't always happen. So we work with over 13,000 websites in every industry you can think of. And when you're getting these backlinks, you want them to be relevant to what you do. Okay. But we do backlinks. We don't use the same backlink, and every one of our backlinks are over 40 domain authority. So we use different ones. So it's a variety because Google, could you imagine you're on stage and there's 3 people on stage and the announcer goes, okay, now somebody's going to win this contest. How many of you like contestant A? And 40 people raise their hand. 40 people like them. That's 40 different backlinks. People, different companies linking to you saying you're awesome. That's 40. And number 2, what about number 2? And then 75 people raise their hand, right? And so now this person is looking really good because 75 people just voted for that person. That's all a backlink is. It's a vote of confidence. That's it. And then contestant number 3 has 1 person. 1 person's linking to him over and over. Who do you think's going to win? It's definitely not going to be the 1 person. It's always going to be the person with the most and diversified different blog posts, but they're related to your business. You can't be a hardwood flooring finishing company and a food establishment is linking to you. Now, a flooring store can link to you. Another hardwood floor company can link to you. And there's words out there now. I've been watching this. People send me stuff all the time. There's a company saying that we'll do blog posts for you, I don't know, every month. And we'll link out to you every month. So you're getting a backlink, but it's 1 freaking vote. It's never going to work. Okay. And I've even seen things where they share stuff in this group, and I won't say who the group is. They're sharing stuff and it's bogus sharing because somebody's showing how they're ranking all of a sudden. But here's what you need to understand. You cannot go on your computer, your IP address in your city, in your freaking office and search for yourself and think that's legitimate, because it's not. Because Google remembers your searches. They remember that you click on your website or the people that you follow. They know who those people are. So they're going to show this bogus. You're the only one that's seeing it in the world. No one else is seeing it. And I have proof of that. I've got another video I'm going to share with that, because I hate it when people lie to their clients and say, look what's happening, when it's not really happening. When you're searching for a certain keyword and different, like in the maps come up, like it has nothing to do with the subject. You know what's going on then. It's bogus. So you always need to go incognito when you're doing a search in your area. Incognito. It can't remember any of your searches. Then you put the keywords in, and then from there. All right. So if you're in your town, that's how you would do it. You would not do it on your regular search page, because that's not even the right answer. And I can prove it because I've already looked at one that I got. Somebody sent me this screenshot and I'm like, yeah. And anyway, I have a video on that I'll share. But I just want you to understand the importance. Like, the world's changing. AI is becoming very prevalent. You got to know what you're doing. And when you work with companies that have 1 person doing the work, it's never going to work, because in my company, when we do an Ultimate 16 package, I have 17 experts working with them. Here's the problem we get with, because I work with a lot of the underdogs. Companies like Neil Patel, Solutions 8, they're really big marketing companies. They won't even work with you unless you're paying them like $20,000 a month for them to manage your stuff. I am not like that, because I owned a service business for 27 years. So I have a heart for the underdog, which is crazy in our business, because I have to work 10 times harder than them. And then a lot of these big companies say you're going to have to spend a minimum of $50,000 a month in click costs. If you're doing Google and Facebook and Microsoft and TikTok and Instagram, and you're doing all this pay-per-click stuff, then you need to spend a minimum of $50,000 a month. Not a lot of people have that kind of money. I could absolutely go after those people if I wanted to, because it's like, basically the work is like 10% of what we have to do to help the underdog that doesn't have money. And the problem with the underdog is they run out of money before things start working. I have an example. I have Anthony Casabona is in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he's been with me about 2 years. He now ranks all over Google search. And not only that, he will close by the end of this month about $100,000 in business this month. This month, the month of August 2025, he's going to do $100,000, and most of his leads are coming from organic. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about longevity. You got to stick it out. You got to pay for it. And people keep going from like agency to agency because it's not working for them. And a lot of times it's not working because your budget's too low. And we do everything we can with low budgets, but here's the deal. The one that spends the most gets the most in Google. And I prove that day in, day out, because we have some clients now that are pretty large, like the top 86 in the country of roofers is one of our clients, and they're like number 86 in all of the United States. And there's thousands and thousands of roofing companies. He's in 4 states, and they spend a lot of money, so they're getting a lot of leads. So it works. The person that doesn't spend the money, it's just not going to work for them. You got to spend the money. There's no magic. No matter what we try to do, if you don't have the money to invest, it's just not going to work for you. You got to have the money. We know what we're doing. We do the work. It's just sometimes it takes time, especially for SEO, can take 6 months all the way up to a year. All the gurus, the top people say that. We seem to get people ranked a little bit sooner than what the norm is because of how we do pillar pages and clusters and the way we do backlinks and things like that. But it's a lot of effort and it's a lot of money to get you to rank. Now, if you don't have the money to do what like a company like mine can do for you, then you build your own bot, like I showed you, right? You build your own prompt template and you write your own stuff, because my template will also, as you can see, it doesn't just write blogs. It will, let me go to it and show you something else. It doesn't just write blogs. If you go to the bottom down here of the whole thing, it asks you, would you like me to make any adjustments? Would you like me to create a social media post optimized for Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter? Okay, so I'm going to tell it, create a 5-sequence email campaign to drive engagement with this topic. So all I got to do on this topic, somebody likes my blog, I'm going to have it create me a 5-sequence email so I can email them. And so it's going to look through what I just wrote, and it's going to know how to write the 5-sequence email. Let it do its thinking. It's got to think a minute, and then let's see. There we go. Here's a complete 5-sequence email designed to drive engagement with your AI in the news content. Introduction to AI trends and opportunity. Hey, Joe, AI has transformed small business. Are you missing out? Hello. Okay. So anyway, subject line. Hello, Joe. Have you ever noticed, and it starts writing about the different stuff, and then it might, P.S., in your next email, I'll share a real case study on how a 12-person landscaping company used AI to reduce admin work by 15 hours per week. And that's something else I teach. I teach AI. I teach you how to do prompts. I teach you how to use the different AIs. Here's email 2, case study. So now it's going to give me the case study. And then it's going to go down to email number 3, email number 4, email number 5, until it completes it. Would you like me to make any adjustments? I can also create social media posts. So how about create social media post? Great social media post for Facebook. How's that? Okay. Oh, I did it wrong. I had the caps on. Doesn't matter. It can read it. I don't have to fix it. It still bugs me out. It's bugging me. So now it's going to do a Facebook post for AI in the news content. Is your small business ready for the AI revolution? And it's even given me, this is in my artificial intelligence thing that I put in the knowledge base. It's even telling me where it's finding all this stuff that's actually accurate. And so it wrote it, link to full article. So this is a link to the blog post, right? I can do any number of things with this. So I think this is a long enough video. I've shared everything with you. You understand that building prompts is the most important thing you can do. And these people that sell you 1-paragraph prompts and you think you're going to rule the world, you're never going to beat somebody like us, because I'm building 1,000-page prompts. In fact, my prompt for carpet cleaning is 1,300 pages long, because it has the whole IICRC guidelines in for carpet cleaning, tile cleaning, rug cleaning, because that's all related to carpet cleaning a lot of times. And so it has all that in there, so it knows all the correct answers. And those of you that clean carpet, you know who the IICRC is and how that works, okay? And that was hard because they don't let you download assets. I had to actually photocopy all the freaking pages, but I did, and I put it in, and no one sees it because it's in the knowledge base. You can't even get to it. So it's just information it's reading, the bot's reading, so it can give the best output. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.